Hi everyone, today we will learn how we can scrape data from Google Map using Python and Selenium. So, first of all, we'll open VS Code and make the Python file. So, I'll give it name as main.py. Okay. So, first of all, we will import some required libraries. So, from Selenium, we'll import WebDriver. Also, we'll from Selenium we'll import from selenium.webdriver.common.by we'll import by also, and again from selenium.webdriver.common we'll import keys as well, and we also import WebDriver wait. So from selenium WebDriver support UI will import WebDriver wait, and we'll also import expected conditions. Okay, so from selenium dot WebDriver dot support will import expected conditions as C, and for this we have to import pandas also, and I'll import time as well. Okay, so we are done with the required libraries. Now I'll set up the WebDriver and then it opens the Google Map, and for that I'll write driver Chrome, and we'll search query. So I'll scrape restaurants and cafes. I'll scrape the data from restaurants and cafes. Okay, you can use it as per your preference. Okay, so I'll write restaurants and cafes in Hyderabad. Okay, you can use it as per your preference. Okay, so I have given the search query. So when the Chrome is open, then it search the query, that is restaurants and cafes in Hyderabad on Google Map. Okay, and also I'll give uh, the time limit. Okay, so that it will load the page properly. Okay, but before that I'll write driver.get. Okay, https colon slash www.google.com slash maps slash search slash search query. Okay, and now I'll give the time sleep. So time sleep I'll give 5 seconds, or yeah, okay, 5 seconds, and then I'll write data. Okay, so basically it scrolls down the page and load the result properly. Okay, so also I'll write the code so that it will load properly, that is while to restaurants underscore cafe. So it should be here. Okay, driver, and find elements by CSS selector. Okay, and this is the common which I am giving, HF PX ZC. Okay, and then I'll give the length, how much result I want to load. Okay, restaurants and cafe. Okay, so I uh, I want 10 to 20, so I write only 20. Okay, and then I'll use the break. Okay, so basically it keeps scrolling down, okay, until the page gets the 20 or whatever you have as per your requirement. It keeps scrolling down, okay, until the 20 cafes and restaurants are loaded. Okay, and now uh, I'll collect the first 20 uh, restaurants, cafes, and for that I'll write restaurants, cafes, find elements, okay, by CSS selector. Okay, okay, but I think before that I have to use the keys keys also. So here I'll write driver dot find element by its tag name. Okay, and we'll use send keys. We'll give keys dot end. Okay, now I'll write the code so that it will loop through each and every cafe or restaurants and extract the detail which we want. So for that I'll write for index detail, and I'll use enumerate restaurants and cafes, and I only want 20 result, first 20 result. Okay, and then I'll try web driver wait, and driver should be, so it wait for 10 seconds until it grab all the details. Okay, element to be clickable, I use this. Okay, and I'll give detail, and then I'll use again in this I'll use try and accept block. Okay, and again I will give the driver dot execute script. Okay, the argument as 0. Okay, and now right click and write detail and accept detail, click. Okay, and again I'll give the time sleep for at least 3 or 5 seconds. So I'll give for 3 seconds, and again in this try block again I'll use this try. Okay, now I have to write all the details which I want. So I want phone number, name of the business or name of the restaurants, cafes, phone number, location, and also I'll scrape the website of that cafes or restaurants. So for that, one by one I'll write the code for each and everything. So first of all I'll write, I want name of the cafe. So for that I'll write name is equal to WebDriver weight, and for this I'll also give until. So I'll use the expected conditions. So presence of all elements located, I'll use this, and I'll use by CSS selector. Again I write, so this is the basic, and here I'll write as text. So it should be element, not elements. Okay, and I'm not gonna use find all elements, only of elements located. Okay, and I'll write except. So I'll use the expect block. Okay, so here I'll write if not, I mean if this detail is not there in their restaurant and cafes, so it will give me the result as not found. Okay, and now I'll write for phone number. So again I have to do the same process. I'll use try and accept block, and for phone I'll use driver dot find element, and again by CSS selector. Okay, this is the common. I'll write copy the phone number. So copy phone number, and again I write dot text, and I'll use the except block. So now I'll write except if the Google map not find the phone number of the restaurant cafe, so it will return me as not found or not available. Okay, and now same I'll write for website. Okay, okay, so website driver dot find element, again by CSS selector. again I'll write common for all the website, and now I'll use get attribute the href. Okay, and again I'll write except website not found. Here the gap, remove the gap. Now again same process for location. So for location, driver dot find, so this they should be small, dot find element by css selector. I'll write okay, so this should be the id, and I'll write address or location. Okay, and I'll write dot text, and again I'll write except not found. Now I'll append the data, so I'll write data dot append, and I'll write each and everything which I want as a detail. So first I have given the name, then I have given the phone number, and then I have given the website, and then lastly the location. Okay, so all this code, try to find the name, phone number, website and address, and if there's all these things not available, so then it will give not found as a result. Okay, and then now I have to save the data. So for that I have given the code, that is data dot append. Okay, and also I'll write print index dot name. This name should be in the curly bracket, then phone number, then website, and lastly location. Okay, so it will save the extracted data and store all the information from the restaurant's cafe, and then I'll write the code for handling the errors. So now I'll use the except block. All these things I have written in this try block. So if all these things weren't able to load or is not found on Google Map, then it will return the error as an exception. So I'll write in the except block except exception as e, and print. It will give me the result and it will print boundary, and then in the curly bracket I will give the index because of error. So I'll write due to error or because of error it won't able to load the details. Okay, now I want to save the data in the Excel as an Excel file. Okay, so I'll create the data frame, and for that I'll write the code. Data frame is equal to use this, and also I don't want to repeat the same restaurant cafes. For that I'll also write the code, that is it will drop the duplicate the same name or same cafes. Okay, it should be duplicate, so it will remove all the duplicates. Okay, so I'll give the name. Okay, so it will not repeat. And save this result into the Excel file. So for that I'll write to Excel, and I want the name of the file as restaurants and cafes. Data dot xlsx, and I will give the index as false. Okay, so it convert the data into the panda data frame and remove the duplicate entries, okay, based on the name. Okay, and save the data into the Excel file and name the result or name the file as restaurant cafe data dot xlsx. And now I want to close the browser. Okay, but before that it will also give me the confirmation message, that is data is saved, or save data, whatever you want to write. So it will confirm me as a data is saved. Okay, now I want to close the browser, and for that I'll write driver.quit. Okay, so our code is ready, it's done. So first of all I'll check this code thoroughly. Okay, and then I'll run the terminal. Okay, here it should be find elements. Okay, and here also I'll give the time sleep. I'll give the 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, here I have given the cafe, this should be cafe. I think everything is fine, so I'll save it and run the code. It will take few seconds to load the page. So one by one it will grab the data. Okay, for that it will take little bit time. So basically one by one it will search the restaurant cafes in Hyderabad and grab the details. So I'll show you once it will be done. Okay, I'll show the result in an Excel file. So now the result has been saved into an Excel file. Okay, so I'll open this. Okay, so as per our requirement, this result has given 20 results, and name is there, phone number is there, website and location is also there. And in this, the website is not there, so this is given as the result as not found. Okay, you can use this as per your preference. Thank you for watching.